Hey guys, it's TK with TK Tech News, and we're going to do a short comparison between the Galaxy S5 Active and the Galaxy S5. Hey guys, it's TK with TK Tech News, and before I get started, I just want to say stay tuned to all of our coverage on the Galaxy S5 Active and the Galaxy S5 Prime, as well as some other cool Galaxy devices coming down the line, and some other stuff that's not Galaxy, so stay tuned for that. We will be comparing the Galaxy S5 Active up against the Xperia Z2, the existing S5, and last year's S4 Active as far as how water resistant those devices may be. But first things first, the first thing that you can see with these both on auto brightness is that the Galaxy S5 Active has a little bit crisper of a display. Now they both use AMOLED technology, so I don't know what exactly the difference is. The S5 Active's display is slightly larger, as you can see here, and it's the difference in size is actually very, very small. Maybe that this is a 5.2 as opposed to a 5.1. We're going to get official measurements and stuff of everything on this device tomorrow. So let's get into some of the differences for the devices. Now the Galaxy S5, and this is a Verizon, it's either going to be a developer model or an employee model, and that's hyperglaze, not metal, in case anybody asks. Get this thing open. I haven't even peeled the plastic off this thing yet. You notice this one has the 3.0 USB port, which allows for faster data transfer and actually faster charging. The S5 Active actually has a regular, if I can get it open, oh, there we go, has a regular USB port. Let me see if I can get that to focus right on that spot. Boom, and you can see that regular 2.0 USB port. You have the microphone right there. The same thing on the S5. The microphones are in the exact same place. Now, one of the other things you see that get different as you go around is the power button is a little bit different than the S5. The S5's power button is here. The S5 Active is here. Going around to the top of the device, again, we have more similarities. Now, the thing with the Active is it does have an IR blaster, as you see right here. It also has a noise-canceling mic, kind of flip-flopped than the S5, and both of the headphone jacks, as you see here. Now, one of the interesting things between the S5 and the Active is that the Active is actually thinner than the S5. I don't know why that is, but it just is. Looking at the two devices, if I slap them together, you can take a look at that. You have the hyperglaze plastic on the Galaxy S5 from Verizon, and on this S5 Active from AT&T, you can see it actually has it's like a metal frame right here. Now, is this going to be the device that AT&T ultimately launches? As you can see, this is a pre-production device. It's a demo device. It's a device used for developers and whatnot. Most likely, there may be one or two changes, but I think it's going to launch very soon. If you look here, it does have that aluminum frame that goes all the way around the device, and rubber, which goes at the top and bottom of both sides of this device. One of the other big differences between the regular S5 and this is that it has a dedicated camera shutter button, which you can see right here, which when pressed will fire and launch. Let's see if we can get it to launch from a dead, probably not, huh? Let's see if it works like this. Nope, they're going to make you unlock the phone. There we go. It will launch the camera app, and it is a camera shutter button, which has the half press. Let's see if we can get a half press out of it. Yep. So it has the half press and full press, so it will focus and take a shot. So that is a plus, especially if you're going to be using this thing underwater. One of the other big differences with this device, and I'll go ahead and peel the back off, is how more water resistant, by looking at the seal in the device, that this thing is as compared to the Galaxy S5. And you can see the two of these devices. Let me get that to focus right here, like so. Now, most of the things are pretty much the same. You have an antenna spot here. You have the antenna spot there. A lot of the internals, which will hide right up under this part of the device right here. Batteries are pretty much in the same place. Cameras in the same spots for the most part, though this camera is a little bit more raised than the S5. You have the heart rate monitor with the flash, heart rate monitor with the flash, and this one doesn't have any respective tags where you could put wireless charging. I don't know if it's built in. We're going to test it. We'll throw it on a key charger and find out. So again, the biggest differences that you're going to find between these two devices are dedicated camera shutter button, no fingerprint scanner, as the S5 does have a fingerprint scanner, but the Active does not. The Active has a little bit more of a tougher design, I'd like to say. Again, no Samsung branding here at the top, no Samsung branding on the back, but I'm sure that will change. 3 buttons in the front, just like you had on the S4 Active last year. The S5 continues with the same thing. And the only other differences I would say is the bezel around the front gives a little bit more of a lip than the S5. And it's very similar to the S5 Prime / pre-production active device that we reviewed a couple days ago, where the bezel sat a little bit higher. What's interesting is this device is actually thinner than both that pre-production device and the regular S5. So anyways, guys, I wanted to get into a couple of things. I will get into some camera comparisons, battery comparisons. We've already done a hardware test, a quadrant test with this benchmark test. You can see that on the channel. That's pretty much it for now. I wanted to get into some of the hardware differences between these two devices. Make sure to click the thumbs up button if you like what we do, and subscribe to the channel for more great 4K videos when we can get them up of tech, unreleased tech, how-tos, and more here at TK Tech News. Thank you guys very much for watching, and until next time, I will see you in the next video.